Hi friends, I'm kicking off the new year with an 80s inspired design in the form of a cassette tape messenger bag. I wanted a new bag for my laptop and thought it would be fun to make it in corner to corner style using retro pixel art. I've got a blog post up on my website, popstomilk.com, where I go into more detail and it includes the crochet graph that I designed. But here is a little glimpse of me putting the bag together once the cassette design was done.
Part of this bag that I need to work on is a strap. And here is a little tip for you. Because this strap, I decided to go with just simple single crochet rows back and forth. This is actually going to be a messenger style bag, and I'm going to need a really long strap to go all the way around, and I'm thinking it's also going to go along the bottom part of it just to give it a little bit more reinforcement. So it's going to be pretty long and it's going to take a while. So what I've decided, and this might work for some of you more competitive style crocheters, is to make it into a game like I have. I have been binge watching Vampire Diaries, and so this stitch marker here represents what I did in one episode. So now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting a stitch marker every time I watch one episode just to see how much I get done. And so then that sets the benchmark. I need to beat this number of rows the next time I watch another episode. And then that way it'll seem like a game and it won't feel like I'm working on this strap forever, because that is what it feels like right now.
Okay, so here is the bag. I've got the strap clipped on. I haven't finished fastening off yet because I want to make sure I have the right length. Still need to weave in all those ends, but I'm basically ready to just start sewing everything together.
I discovered that this bag insert that I made for the cassette tape bag I'm working on isn't actually big enough to fit my laptop, because I realized afterwards that's actually what I want to be able to fit inside this bag, is my laptop. So I had made this bag, this liner, or I guess when I actually think about it, it's more of a bag insert because it's got all these different pockets in it that I made. And I actually for a second started to think, oh, maybe I should just buy an organizer. So I started to look at them, and then when I realized, oh, well, you know, this is essentially a bag organizer, I thought, well, you know, I could sew. I can sew, not very well, but I can sew. And so I'm gonna stick to using this bag organizer that I've made. But first I have to ripping out the zipper, because when I made it, it's I put it off a little bit too far. So here is me learning a little bit more about sewing. Just make sure that you've measured things 3 times and tested it out before you actually sew things. But I mean, you might end up undoing things anyway. So this is what I'm doing today, is taking out a zipper and putting it back after. Okay, so I've got the outside part of the insert, the organizer that I'm going to be putting into my bag. And I just used a whole bunch of yarn that I didn't have enough of to make a whole project. So not necessarily scrap yarn, but you know, enough to make a shell for an insert. And so now I've got this insert going into the insert. This is something that I sewed together just to put inside, and I added some pockets. I think I mentioned in a previous video that I could sew, but not very well. So I'm glad that this is all going to be hidden and out of view. Okay, and this fits really nicely in here. And so now I'm just ready to pin it down, grab my zipper, and I can just sew everything, all layers, all at once. I think this is gonna look really good.
And here is the finished bag. I love how it turned out, and as you can see, I cannot stop touching it. I love that I can remove the insert or the bag organizer and use it for other bags if I want to. And now that I have this bag organizer, I'll definitely be making more bags like this. My laptop fits perfectly inside the insert after taking out the zipper and properly sewing it into place. Most importantly, it all fits inside the main bag. And I was worried the strap would stretch a lot or it wouldn't support the weight of the laptop, but it holds really well and only stretches a little. I did not make a longer strap because I knew there would be some stretching and didn't want the bag to start sagging at my feet. And you'll also notice that I did not make the strap wrap around the base of the bag and instead just sewed it to the sides, and it holds really well. Another thing I was a bit concerned about. I might add a fabric liner to the bag strap just to keep it from stretching more, but for now I am just so in love and happy with how this crochet bag turned out. And if you're into pixel art, I highly recommend making 80s inspired crochet pieces. I hope you enjoyed this glimpse into my crochet making journey, and if you want to see more content like this, just be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.